By far the best reamer for the classic mini radius arm. Items required: a cleaned out and ready radius arm with a new bushing already installed, a new shaft that's going to be used for check fit of the reamed bushing, a vise, which is over there, an adjustable tap handle that will be used for the reaming tool itself, the reaming tool, some sort of fluid to help clean the cutting blade. I use brake clean. And then also a cutting fluid that will be used on the cutting tool itself. And finally, shop rags. Like most items, there are multiple reaming tools on the market. After a good bit of research, I have chosen to go with AC Dodd's reaming tool manufactured in the UK for several good reasons. Time and precision are important to me. The quality of my mini is important to me. Therefore, I'm willing to spend a little bit of extra money if it means that I save time while ensuring that the final result is as good as it can possibly be. Now, if you talk to anybody that has reamed a bushing before, they will tell you that it can be a little time sensitive, and you have to be very attentive to make sure that you do not oversize the bushing. Now, with the AC Dodd's Reamer, it's a one-pass job complete. Let's look at the tool. AC Dodd has a couple options you can order the Reamer tool. The package that I got is basically a shaft, a drive dog, the cutting blade, a collar that goes in the bearing side, and a flap disc. Now, the shaft is made from hardened steel. The drive collar is made from carbon steel. The cutting blade is made from high-speed steel. The bushing, of course, is brass. And AC has just spoken with a shop that uses his tool almost full-time, and they have confirmed that you get approximately 20 to 30 uses out of this blade before you either A, need to sharpen it or get a new blade. Now, this tool was designed after the original design of BMC, and the only difference is this cutting tool here can be replaced. You can take this off and just replace this item. Now, this item, the cutting blade alone, costs about 30 quid, give or take. You know, you have to talk to AC on that. But this is a tool that I got. He does make a few other bushings for like a Mark I radius arm, but this is the tool. Now, get a brand new bushing here. The inside diameter of this bushing is 0.80 inches, whereas the outside diameter of the shaft is 0.81 inches. Therefore, we are only removing 0.01 inches. Okay, metric, it's 0.25 millimeters, or 3 sheets of paper, however you want to look at it. That's all you're removing from the inside of this bushing. Important. Lubricate the cutting blade itself prior to reaming the bushing. 3 reasons why. 1 is by lubricating the blades, you will help reduce the cutting force, aka friction, and putting strain on the cutting tool itself. And 2, and consequently, you will increase the life of the blades. And 3, the cutting oil itself will actually capture some of the residual metal shavings from the cutting process. The setup arrangement allows for a minor yet significant advantage in my opinion. The radius arm is clamped into a vise, this bad boy, and the bushing to be reamed is down on the bottom side, and the reamer bushing itself is on the top, or the bearing side. Please note, the bearing is not installed at this time. Therefore, no threat of metal shavings getting caught up in the bearings themselves. Now, the beauty of this setup orientation is that the reaming happens inside out, and most of the metal shavings will merely fall out of the bottom of the radius arm. versus inside the radius arm. You know, all other reamers I've seen outside on the market, they ream from outside inward with the bushing on top, which allows all the metal shavings to fall into the radius arm, which consequently could fall into the bearing because this arrangement is flipped. Right, let's do this. Okay, so once again, the radius arm is clamped into the vise with the bushing to be reamed down at the bottom. So you take your tool, you slide your brass bushing onto the shaft. Beautiful tolerance here, absolutely no play. And of course you attach your tap handle to it. You slide the tool down in, the bushing itself slides into where the bearing will be, and then the reaming begins. However, before you do that, of course, we want to lubricate the cutting tool here with a quality cutting oil right here, this bad boy. Now my choice of cutting fluid is Tap Magic. This stuff is awesome. It literally turns metal into butter. It's fantastic. So I'm just going to line up, put a little bit of, I don't care if it drips on the floor, line this bad boy up, set that on, put the tool in, slide it down, make sure the bushing slides into where the bearing, and it will begin. Alright, so with the reamer down into the radius arm, the cutting tool will pretty much self-center on the bushing and maintain a straight alignment with the bearing on this side here. We always want to rotate this bad boy in the clockwise direction when you're reaming and when you are pulling the tool out. Let the tool do the work. You know, no need to force this or push it downward. Although at the very beginning you might want to apply just a little bit of pressure just to get the cutting started. But after that, you let the tool do the work. It takes very minimal effort turning this. Hopefully the camera is picking up the sound of the blade cutting into the bushing. You will know when the tool is done, both when the blades drop out of the bottom of the bushing and the handle here drops down to the bushing. It'll drop any second now. There it goes. So it's dropped out, it's done. All right, one thing I'm going to do before I pull that out is I am going to spray a little bit of brake cleaner up in here to help wash away some of the residual so that I don't pull it back up through the radius arm when I'm done. All right, now that I've cleaned the blade off, I'm going to pull this guy up. Beautiful. Nice and clean. Cutting tool with very little residual. I'm sure there's some there, but most of it is gone. And that part is complete. All right, look at all this crap that came out. Look at this. Super fine shaving, metal shavings from the bushing itself. All that Now, a lot of that would be inside the radius arm if it wasn't for AC Dodd's design. Beautiful. Now, in the event that the shaft is a bit tight, the kit comes with a sand flap that I can use on my power drill. I can run up in there once or twice just to clean it up, and then it would most likely fit for sure. However, I don't think I'm going to need this, and before I show you the check fit, I'm going to spray some more brake cleaner in there just to clean it up. Make sure it is fully cleaned out to the best of my ability. Okay, I have thoroughly cleaned it out, and so now I'm going to check this bad boy. Look at that. All right, so beautiful. It's going in. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And let's check for play. There is absolutely no movement in this bushing or the shaft. The tolerance between the shaft and the bushing is precise. It's absolutely awesome. Now let's check fit it with the bearing. Okay, a final check fit for alignment between the bushing and the bearing. This is the first radius arm. I'm using that for a demonstration because I haven't put the bearing yet in the one that I just did. But just to show you how perfect the alignment is, when I put the shaft in, of course this is an absolute fit here. There is zero movement. Beautiful fit. And then when you push it through the bearing, I barely push that. And on this end, I think because the bearing is installed on this guy, let me see if I can show you. The bearing is installed on this side. On this side, there is a gnat's hair of movement. But this side, there's absolutely no movement. This side, there's a gnat's hair. But I think that's just because of tolerance of the bearing itself. Here in Texas, people that know minis are really far and few between. Yes, there are skilled mechanics that can do the job and would. However, the cost for doing 2 radius arms would probably be the same, if not more, than the cost of this tool itself. So this is the way to go. I have more than one mini, and this is a no-brainer for me. Now, first time ever reaming a bushing and a radius arm, this was a walk in the park. It was a piece of cake. And I encourage you, if you are looking at purchasing a reamer, whether you're skilled or new at this, you might want to seriously consider this tool. Anyhow, as always, thanks for watching Lone Star Mini. Bye just now.